people fully understand her corruption, and we hope all justice will finally be served. This is the biggest political scandal since Watergate, and I'm sure that it will be properly handled from this point forward. Thank you. Now getting back to things that don't sound quite as exciting, but they're so important, right? In 11 days, we're going to win the state of Maine. Government once again. Nearly 33,000 emails after receiving a congressional subpoena. That's after, remember that. And like the about her illegal service. She put her office up for sale to large corporations and foreign powers and special interests. All the while, the world fell apart. She unleashed ISIS, put Iran on a path to nuclear weapons, and threw the Middle East into total turmoil. It's time for new leadership, and it's time for real change. We will lower taxes, raise it, renegotiate our terrible trade deals, and unleash the power of American energy, including the production of shale, oil, natural gas, and regulation, trade in American energy will create 25 million new jobs in a decade and achieve 4% growth, and you folks could use it. Is that right? America and American voters. I'll tell you what, we have the greatest people on earth. That's one thing I've learned so strongly by doing this large scale in every state. I'm going to every state, and I love the people of our country. Our economy prospers and our country safe. So make sure you get out and vote. Who's voting? That's great. That's really amazing. Real change begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obama. Another massive double-digit hike in Obamacare premiums. Now, this was announced by Washington, and believe me, the number they gave, around 25%, is peanuts compared to the real one. In the great state of Arizona, a place I love, they are going to have a hike of 116%. Even Bill Clinton admitted Obamacare is the craziest thing in the world, where people wind up with premiums double what they ever thought. Double. And their coverage is cut in half. In Minnesota, where the premium increase will be close to 60%, the Democratic governor said the Affordable Care Act is no longer affordable. Jonathan Gruber, you remember him? The architect of Obamacare, admitted it was all fraud, and he said it was passed because of the stupidity of the American vote. But the only stupidity was that of the officials who ran through this horrible law over the objections of the American voter. And he's right. Very few people, if anybody, almost nobody read it. Who said that? They didn't read it. They don't read anything. They don't read the trade deals. I'll tell you what they don't read. They don't read NAFTA. They don't read TPP. Job killing Obamacare is just one more way. The system is rigged. Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive. It's no good, folks, and it's too expensive to buy a farm. But it's no good. It's no good. The deductibles, it doesn't work. Repealing and replacing Obamacare is one of the single most important reasons we must win on November 8th. Back from the donors and the special interests. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear and heed our words, not my words. If we win on November 8th, and we are going to bring everybody else did in the whole world. It's trending. They come up, Mr. Trump, drain the swamp. It's trending. Drain that swamp. Was really sort of a friend of mine in a sense, and he didn't like my way, but he got to like it after singing it for about 2 times when it went to #1. So you never know, but it certainly is a proper description, isn't it? My ethics reform and the plan include the following: a constitutional amendment that imposes term limits on all members. Becoming lobbyists. A complete ban on lobbyists raising money for American elections. Remember, well, that's of the foreign variety. Do we want foreign lobbyists raising money? Tell me about that. No more. At the core of my contract is my plan to bring our jobs back home. Job theft in the history of the world. It really is the greatest job theft in the history of the world. Maine has lost. What a place to go. What a place. You talk about land. Good land. Beautiful. Maine has lost 38% of its manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. And China trade deals went into effect anyway, 38%. And they were approved by Bill Clinton, supported heavily by Hillary Clinton. The paper industry in Maine is taking a tremendous hit. Do we all know about it? So what's the problem? Foreign competition. Maine's paper industry has lost more than 1,500 jobs in the past 2 years. What's going on? And 2,300 jobs since 2011. We've lost as a country 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization. And you know what that is. That was another Bill and Hillary Clinton backed fiasco. After promising she would oppose it, Hillary also pushed through a deal, and it's a trade deal with South Korea. That was a deal that was devastating to the paper industry. You know all about it. And it killed over 100,000 jobs nationwide. She told the voters, she told everybody it was going to be a good deal. Did the same thing in New York State. She said she's going to bring jobs back to New York State. You're close enough to New York to know that didn't work. Next, Hillary wants the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which will kill millions more jobs. The TPP, well, they're looking at her properly now. Situation that our country is going through that I can tell you. The TPP would result in the closure of Maine shoe factories and the loss of so many other jobs. Who works at a shoe factory? Anybody here? So they're mostly gone. Is that right? They're mostly gone. You mean, I would have said 10 years ago, people would have raised their hand. All right, we'll bring them back. They're all gone. As part of my contract, we will stop the TPP and we will renegotiate NAFTA and we will terminate NAFTA if we don't get the deal we want and replace it with a fair deal and a good deal for American workers. You don't mind having lower taxes. My contract calls for lowering taxes on our businesses from 35% down to 15%, with the highest tax nation in the world. And that's one of the prime reasons why our companies are all leaving. One of the highest taxed nations in the world, just about the highest, and we're going to be one of the lower taxes. Not the lowest, but close. It cuts taxes for the middle-class families by 35%. We will become a rich nation again. I love you, Mr. Trump. I love your speeches. I think everything is great. But could you please stop saying we're going to be a rich nation again? It sounds so crass. And I said, you know what? We have no choice. We got to be real right now. How many trillion do we have? Just one. And how much has it been increased since Obama became president? Right? It doubled. It doubled. In 8 years, less than 8 years it doubled. And I said, I'm sorry, but to do what we have to do, which is to build up our military, to take care of our nation, and she said, well, I understand, it just doesn't sound good. And that's the old story, politically correct. Forget about politically correct. We must also be a safe nation. Hillary Clinton unleashed ISIS onto the world, and it spread all over America. There are now 1,000 open ISIS investigations going on as we speak in the United States. We have seen, attacks in San Bernardino, California, at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, all over. I mean, the World Trade Center, we've seen attacks in Paris, we've seen attacks in Nice, we've seen attacks in Germany, we've seen attacks all over the world. And we don't want to be the stupid people. And we've had it. We lose our jobs. We allow people to come into our country. We know nothing about what their thought process is, where they come from, what they want to do. We're going to build a wall. We're going to stop the drugs from pouring into our southern border. 16,500 plus ICE. Tremendous number. They endorsed me first time they've ever endorsed. These are great people. They are so mistreated. They are great people. They want to do their job. You know, it's much harder. Their job is much harder if I win. Because we're going to have to do their job. Right now, they just have to stand there and let everyone walk right by. And I was amazed because they came and they endorsed me. I didn't solicit. I didn't know they could even do it. Maybe they can't do it. They felt they had to do it. These are great people. They want to do their job. One of the things I said to them, I said, tell me about the wall. Really important. They said, Mr. Trump, you have no idea how important. They want drugs to stop coming into our country. But you look at New Hampshire, you look at yourself, you look at so many, I mean, almost every state. And I learned most about it from New Hampshire because when I went, I wondered, and I really got to know the people. And they said that drugs, the biggest problem they have, heroin, addicting their population. And really they mention their children, but it's far more than the young people. It's people, it's everybody. And they said this, and I learned so much, it was incredible. And I made the statement to them, but I made it to everybody, that if we win, we're going to stop that crap. We're so addicted, and we're going to try like hell to get them off that addiction. Such a problem. So we're going to build the wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it. And the agents, when they enlisted, they said important. They said this is one little reaffirmation, and they said, Mr. Trump, so important. You have no idea. So important, you need it. And it made me feel good. Because frankly, if they said we didn't need it, I don't know what I would have done. But we do need it, and it's going to happen, and we're going to stop the drugs from coming in. And we're going to have people come into our country. A lot of people come into our country. We're going to have big, beautiful doors, okay? We're going to have a lot of people come into our country, but they're going to come into our country legally. From the most dangerous regions of the world where ISIS operates, including, she wants, a 550% increase in Syrian refugees. Thousands and thousands are already coming into our country. We don't want ISIS in our country. ISIS is coming in through, and she knows this. She made a statement. You know, she made a statement that ISIS is coming in through the refugees. She knows it. The Hillary refugee would leave us with generations of terrorism, radicalism, and extremism inside of our shores. So there's no question about that. Take a look at what's happening in Germany. Take a look at what's happening to some of these countries. It's a whole different place. I have a friend who used to go to Paris. Love Paris. I said to him recently, how is Paris this summer? He said, we don't go to Paris. He said, Paris is no longer Paris, which is obviously true. I only want to admit people who will support this country and love its people. That's what I want. Is the highest obligation of the President of the United States. A Trump administration is going to suspend immigration from terror-prone regions and will suspend the Syrian refugee crisis. And by the way, I have our people, but we're going to build safe havens, and we're going to have the Gulf states plenty of money, so much money they have, and they haven't done their job. They're going to pay for it. We're not going to pay for it. We have $20 trillion. We're not doing it, okay? We're not doing it. We're going to have beautiful, safe havens. They're going to pay for it. We want to take care of the people, but we can't have people we know nothing about coming into our country. I talk and tell the story of the great Trojan horse. We're not going to be a modern-day Trojan horse. I When it comes to the safety of the American people, we have enough problems. Does anybody think we don't have any problems? Boy, do we have them. So let me state this as clearly as I can. If I'm elected president, radical Islamic terrorism the hell out. The Trump administration will secure and defend the borders of the United States. And yes, we will build that wall. Countless who would be alive today if not for the open border policies of this administration. This includes incredible Americans like 21-year-old Sarah Root, who you probably read about. The man who killed her arrived at the border, entered through federal custody, and then was released into the United States community under the policies, the horrible, weak, and disgusting policies of this White House. He was released again and again, crime after crime, and is now at home. Sarah graduated from college with a 4.0, top in her class, and it was the day after college, the day after, killed beautiful Sarah Root. I got to know her family, and they're incredible people, and they're devastated, and frankly, they'll never be, even with time, they'll never be the same. First in her class, right after graduation. Also among the victims of Obama-Clinton open borders policy was Grant Cronenberg, a 21-year-old convenience store clerk from Mesa, Arizona. He was murdered by the illegal immigrant gang member, previously convicted, very violent, of burglary, and was also released from federal custody. Now, the people that knew him, the people that knew this person, said, please don't release him. He's violent, he's a criminal, please don't release him. They released him and they killed Grant instantaneously, almost immediately. Another victim is Kate Steinle, you know that, from San Francisco, gunned down, sanctuary city, by an illegal immigrant, deported 5 previous times. Kate Steinle, gunned down, holding the hand of her father, looking at how beautiful the golden gate bridge was. Gunned down in the back. Then there's the case of 90-year-old Earl Olander, who was brutally beaten and left to bleed to death in his home. The perpetrators were illegal immigrants with criminal records a mile long who did not meet the Obama administration's priorities for removal, even though other people were saying, please, get these people incarcerated or get them out. In California, a 64-year-old Air Force veteran, Marilyn Ferris, was raped and beaten to death with a hammer. Her killer had been arrested on multiple occasions, was a violent person, but was never deported. Now, we've had so many. We know they're bad. We know bad things are going to happen, but they don't do their jobs. They don't do their jobs. This is going to be the opposite of the Trump administration that I can tell you. We will also repeal the Obama-Clinton defense cuts and rebuild our badly depleted television documentaries. We have fighter jets that are so old, we can't even get parts from them. They get parts from museums and parts from plane graveyards. You can't even get parts. And our great young people are flying these jets. They're so old, and I mean, the enemy has better planes than we do, and in many cases they got them from us. It's all going to change. That includes rebuilding our badly depleted Navy, which is now the smallest it has been since World War I. My plan builds the 350 ship Navy we need. Naval Ship Games, to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and all around the country. All around the country. We're building airplanes. Just in case you had any questions. We also need a new foreign policy that puts America first. A term you haven't even heard of. Hillary wants to start a shooting war in Syria in conflict with a nuclear armed Russia, which could lead very much to World War III. She wants to get into World War III over Syria. To all Americans, I say, it is now time for new leadership. So we have spent, right now, as of now, $6 trillion, $6 trillion in the Middle East. We could have rebuilt our country twice. And the Middle East right now is in far worse shape than it was 15 years ago when we started this monster. We unleashed this monster. So you had $6 trillion we've spent. And forget that, the deaths. The deaths. So we've gotten death, we've gotten debt, we've gotten tremendous amounts of money spent. And what do we have? We have a place that's 100 times worse than it was 15 years ago. And now it's a mess. And by the way, we have no choice. We will stop ISIS so strong. Giving them advance notice. We're going to Mosul in 4 months. No, we're going to 3 months. We will be attacking Mosul from the back and then from these people. General George Patton is spinning in his grave. And by the way, we have a great general with us, General Flynn. People with us. We have over 200 generals and admirals supporting us. Can you imagine? Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. 21 endorsing us. Including a lot of the folks that have given me medals and they've given me their medals. I said, don't take it, don't take it, don't do it, keep it. Mr. Trump, we want you to have it. These are the most unbelievable people. These are the most unbelievable people we have in our country. Just think what we can accomplish in our first 100 days. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation. That's a big deal. We're going to remove the burdens of American small business. I mean, you have to see the burden of these regulations and small business and big business are unbelievable. And we're not going to get our jobs back unless we unleash our economy. We're going to make child care affordable and very much more affordable. We're going to have the greatest people in the world in our military, very completed. We are going to take care of our great veterans. Law enforcement. The murder rate in the United States is the highest it's been in 45 years, 40 years. They don't tell me that. We're going to save our Second Amendment, which is under siege. Justice to the United States Supreme Court, who will uphold the Constitution of the Americans are tired of being told by politicians that they have to defer their dreams to another day. But really, you and I know that means another decade and many decades, in fact, if we keep going along like we are right now. It's like our politics are caught in a great time warp. We keep electing the same people who keep making the same mistakes and who keep offering the same old tired excuses. These career politicians, like Hillary Clinton, keep telling us that things can't change, that we can't try to do something. Hillary wants us to think small, wants us to believe